What is going on, guys? Back with For the Love of the Sports podcast. It's your boy Ryan on the mic here. And big news in the MLB yesterday. Nolan Arenado is shipping off from the Rockies to the St. Louis Cardinals in a blockbuster trade. And wow. I mean, that's all I can say is wow. I mean, the Cardinals just go legit. I mean, 100% they just go legit. And kudos to them for pulling the trigger. You know, it's not completely finalized yet, the trade, but if it's what I'm seeing, they made out like bandits. Realistically, they traded a pitcher, supposedly who's been pretty decent last year. Pretty good ERA, I think it was like 1.73, and two minor leaguers that are unnamed for Nolan Arenado. I mean, my God, the guy's been like an MVP finalist in the NL for like 5 years in a row. This guy can bomb home runs. He's like a 30 home run, 110 RBI guy automatically every single year. And the Cardinals just got a stud. And, it's always surprising to see like a team. They just signed them in 2019 for like 8 years, the Rockies. 8 years, I think it was like $260 million, and then you go and trade them within a year. It's just like, why? Why would you even sign them in the first place? And, I don't understand, because it's not like they're getting better. This is obviously a massive downgrade for the Rockies. They're getting much worse in this case, much worse. And, the Cardinals are like, man, we just made out. They made out, and it's as simple as that. And it definitely solidifies them as serious contenders. If not, the division for sure, in my opinion, is won now at this point. The Cardinals are going to win that division. I mean, who are they going to lose to? The Cubs, the Reds? Like, no thanks. That's going to be all St. Louis, that division. They're going all in. I think Yadier Molina is going to come back for another year. I think they just signed Wainwright back, 1 year, $8 million. He's on the tail end of his career, but that's a surprising trade. And this offseason, honestly, has been ridiculous for baseball. We've seen guys like Yu Darvish move around. We just seen, this shortstop class going into the year was going to be ridiculous. And one of them has already been moved, which I find kind of crazy. And Francisco Lindor going to the Mets, I found just a little bit ridiculous. I think the Mets made out like bandits with that trade too. But, we're going to see another trade, I think, pretty soon. I think Trevor Story is long gone from the Rockies because he's one of the best shortstops in the league. Everyone knows that. Why would he stay in Colorado anymore? They just traded Arenado away. And to me, if I was Story, that would be literally the only reason why I would even want to play in Colorado is because of Nolan Arenado. And now that he's gone, I think Story is long gone. I think they got to trade him immediately if I were them, because realistically, he's just going to leave next year and he's a free agent and leave for absolutely nothing. So if they were smart, they would trade him immediately. Obviously, the Rockies are going into a rebuilding phase, which I didn't think they had to. I really didn't think they had to. I thought that Arenado was going to be on the books. I don't know what happened there in that situation so quickly, went haywire, for them to move him, this quick after literally signing an 8-year contract. That's like ridiculous. And Trevor Story now, like I said, is going to go. He has to go at this point because he's going to walk in free agency next year and leave for literally nothing. And they're in a position now where it's like, all right, we already traded one of our other best players. Why would we even keep this guy at this point? And I think for sure the Rockies are going to be horrendous. Simple as that. I think they're going to be terrible. They started off last year pretty good. It was only a 60-game season in the MLB. I think they started like 11-3. I thought they were going to go off. And then all of a sudden, they literally lost like every game. It was pathetic. And I think they went like 4th in their division last year. Looking at it right now, let me pull up their standing. Yeah, terrible. 26-34. They were 17 games back. 17 games. So I don't know what happened within half of the year that team did so poorly. It's shocking to me because I actually think their roster is decent. Their pitching is just horrendous, in my opinion. I think that team is going into a serious, massive rebuilding phase, and they're like preparing to be horrible. Look at Story though, what he did last year. In limited games, 11 home runs, 28 RBIs for a shortstop. That's ridiculous. And whoever team gets him is also going to make out because, I thought they were going to have to give. When I first heard Arenado possibly going to St. Louis, I think it was like 3 days ago, I was like, all right, let's see what they get for him because I was expecting a lot. I was like, why would they trade this guy? He's only 29 years old. He's literally good for 30 home runs, 110 RBIs, like automatic, and like a 290 batting average. So I'm thinking like they're going to trade this guy they better get a hell of a lot for him. And literally what I'm looking, it's like a pitcher and like 2 minor leaguers that are unnamed. I'm like, this is pathetic. And literally didn't even get a player that's of value in that trade. I mean, I just don't understand that. I don't know why they would do that. It just doesn't make any sense. And, pitching, I thought was obviously one of the reasons why they were so bad last year. I thought German Marquez, whatever you say his name, was actually a good pitcher. But I mean, their pitching as a whole has just been horrendous, and it sucks because they play in the Rockies, man. Those guys, whoever, a home game for them is like a home run derby for other teams. It's like the ball just travels out of that field at like disturbing velocity, and literally that's why their whole team for like years is hitting like 30 home runs every year. We'll see Arenado in St. Louis, and it'll be a big difference, I think. The Rockies have been known for years for home run hitting stadiums, one of like the best, most prolific stadiums for home runs. And now that he's gone, I want to see him do it in St. Louis. I want to see him do it in St. Louis because, literally I think there was like 4 guys at one point hitting 30 home runs on that team. So the pitchers get like shafted over there. Whoever pitches at a home game is getting screwed. That ball is going way out of the park. And we'll see. I mean, all I know is the Cardinals, though, they're going to be legit. They're going to be legit. And, I think they're going to win that division. I'm almost positive they're going to win the division at this point because I think the Cubs are going to go haywire. I think they're going to trade everybody. I think Chris Bryant's going to get traded. I just think they're going to destroy their team. And, other teams in the division, if you look, the Reds are decent. The Brewers are always those sneaky teams. Pittsburgh's a pathetic joke. I don't even want to talk about them. But, like I said, that's going to be the Cardinals' division. They went 30-28 last year. The Cardinals, pretty good. I mean, I think their roster is actually pretty good. Even before the trade, I thought they were like capable of, capable of a playoff berth minimum. But I mean, what we've seen what happened last year. I mean, look at their lineup. Their projected lineup is disgusting. Look at their card. I'm going to pull up the Cardinals lineup right now. It's just disgusting. I mean, I never thought that they were going to get this guy, honestly. I thought he was going to go to a different team. Obviously, that didn't happen, but I think they're going to be really good. And, it's one of those things where, sky's the limit for this team. I mean, look at this lineup now. Tommy Erdman, Paul DeJong, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Dylan Carlson, Dexter Fowler, Molina, Harrison Bader, the outfield. I mean, this team is nasty. And they got Wainwright back. They got Carlos Martinez. They already got Jake Flaherty, a great pitcher. I mean, this team has, like, sky's the limit, honestly. And I think they're going to do very well. And I think they made out like bandits in this trade. Absolutely made out like bandits. And this offseason as a whole, I've been telling everybody, has got to be one of the craziest offseasons I've ever seen in baseball history. I mean, so many guys are getting traded. It's ridiculous. Like I mentioned before, Darvish got traded. Francisco Lindor got traded to the Mets. And now this. And I don't think it's over. I think there's other guys that are going to get traded. Like I said, Story's probably going to get traded. Chris Bryant probably is going to get traded, in my opinion. There's no need to have him on the team anymore. If I was Chicago, I would trade him. And, this is going to be one of the best off seasons. And this season I'm actually looking forward to for the first time in a long time, baseball. I'm a baseball fan, obviously, but certain years I look forward to it more than others. And this year is going to be epic. And I legitimately think this is going to be one of the best seasons in baseball. Because so many new teams, so many different, roster shakeups, so many good. It's not that like there's free agents that are moving that are like decent players. These guys are like all-star caliber, MVP caliber players. I mean, look what happened last year. Betts moved, and that was a crazy trade. In this one off season, there's been like 3 massive trades already, and it's going to get better. I think, like I just said, I think Story's gone, and so was Chris Bryant. So. That's pretty much it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I want to hear you guys' opinions on this Nolan Arenado trade. I think it's crazy, in my opinion. I think that, like I said, the Cardinals made out, and the Rockies are going to be pathetically bad. So, appreciate it, guys. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Good night.